Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt. And check it out, man. Today, we're going to do a quick video response for Kurtis Hendrix, man. I personally just came back from camping, man. But I want to knock this out. It ends tomorrow. Uh, so check out Kurtis Hendrix, man. So he's having a 150 subs giveaway. And to enter this contest, all you got to do is talk about a card. Tell a story about a card, any card, just a story. So Kurtis Hendrix, man, 150 subs, man. Go check him out. I'll put the link below. All right. So I don't have any like cool card stories. I hear a lot of people like my parents got me into this. My grandpa gave me this card, or my three-legged uncle, or my, six-fingered aunt, whatever. But I have a couple of stories at least about cards. Like say this card in particular is a 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle. There's one guy on Instagram that I have been buying from for a long time. I bought my 69 Mickey Mantle from him, my 69 Nolan Ryan, my 69 starter set. I bought it from that guy. All right. And he was just selling all this stuff for cheap, and didn't really know the reason why. But one of the last cards we made a deal for was the 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle. All right. So anyways, he said he was sending it out on a certain day, and and I was waiting for it, and then poof, he was gone. Didn't see him on Instagram anymore. I waited like a month and he was gone. He just disappeared. So I started asking around, and he disappeared, but he did done good with everybody. He didn't burn anybody. But I never got my 58 All Star, and I was like, oh man, I don't know, whatever. But so I thought it was gone, and till that point, I had never been scanned before, never gone wrong. I'd done all these deals, PWE too. I've sent up to like $500 in a plain white envelope cash for my Sandy Koufax rookie. But I've never been done wrong. So I was just already like, okay. Like about a couple months passed by, and I was all right. I got burned. All right, whatever. I got burned for it, and so I ended up buying this one. All right. So I went to my LCS, and they ended up buying that card. Um, and then about 3 more months after that, I'm talking about 8 months later, that guy posts on Instagram again. Oh, I'm selling this card, and I was like, what? And I just wrote a comment, hey, thanks for scamming me, asshole. And then the message got deleted, and he instant messaged me back, and he's like, hey, what are you talking about, man? I never scammed you. And I was like, yeah, man, I never got my 58 All-Star Mickey Mantle from him. He's like, are you serious? You never got it? I'm like, no. And he tells me, he's like, all right, I gotta talk to my girlfriend. I'm gonna check in her trunk. I gotta check in my girlfriend's trunk of her car. All right. And I was like, all right. So texted me later, and apparently what had happened was he went to jail for 8 months. So he was in jail for 8 months, and it was one of those deals where he turned himself in. So when he was going to turn himself in, this was the last card he needed to send out, and so he gave it to his girlfriend to send it out for him while he was in jail. And she told him she would. And it actually sat in the trunk of her car for 8 months. So he got out of jail, and then he sent it to me. But when I ended up getting that card, I ended up giving it away in my 100 subscriber giveaway, I believe, to that one kid, Braves something. You guys remember that kid? My Braves something. Oh man, he was a hardcore collector, and he just kind of disappeared. But he won that card. I ended up giving him the card that I had bought from that guy because I had already bought this one, and I didn't need two. So I ended up giving that card away in a giveaway. So for 8 months, dude, for 8 months, I thought I got robbed. I thought I got scammed, but I didn't. So to this day, thank God, knock on wood. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Pippi Longstocking, how I love to say my funny name. Um, I've never been scammed still. I've been duped a little bit, but I never been scammed. And so that same guy, he sent me I bought my 69 Mickey Mantle from. And let me tell you a story about that card, which I've told before on the broadcast on one of his podcasts, but I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it on my videos. Um, but I had bought the 69 Mantle from him, I believe in a slab, right? And I'm not going to find it right now. But I'll start with the story. So at Dodger Stadium, I'll fill up my pockets sometimes with gum. Check out Roberto Clemente. I'll fill up my pockets with gum, and at the end of the night, I put some in my backpack. So when I bought this card from him, the 69, I had the 69 Nolan Ryan, the Mickey Mantle, a Sandy Koufax, a bunch of cards that I've been buying on Instagram, all these vintage cards that I had bought. I was carrying around in my backpack because I was going around making videos. I'd take them camping with me. I was going to the beach, and I'd be taking pictures of my cards on the beach, in the sand, on rocks, So I had the 69 Nolan Ryan, the Mickey Mantle on a slab, the Sandy Koufax, Duke Snyder. So I had a bunch of, vintage cards in my backpack. And so one day I'm chilling in, and I keep my backpack in my car. There's Yastrzemski. And so I'm chilling in my room, and then I hear like some noise by my car, because my car is parked outside of my slash room, my old man cave on my old house. So I go outside, and there's this dude by my car, like facing the wall, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm taking a piss," and I'm like, "Whatever, man, just get done and get out of here." So I wait for him, and he leaves. Right? He gets on his bike and he leaves. He had to park his bike in my driveway. So he leaves. Go back in my room, man. I'm watching YouTube. And I'm thinking this is before I made YouTube videos, but I was watching YouTube on my son's on PlayStation. But I couldn't comment or anything, so I wasn't making videos. So I'm in there watching, YouTube. And then I hear noise again by my car. So I go out there, and I don't see anything. I look inside my car, and I'm looking around, like I don't see anything missing that I catch right away, right? So I'm just like, all right, like, huh. So as I'm walking back into my house, already, thinking nothing happened, I see gum on the driveway, on the floor. So I look up, and then I see another gum, and another gum, like a little trail of gum, leaving a trail, jumping over my neighbor's back fence. So I put it together. I was like, oh, that's my backpack, because my backpack had a hole in it. So it was full of gum, or full of double bubble gums, So he left a trail. So his bike was in my driveway, and he left out, the backyard. So I got on his bike, and I went all the way around the block because I knew which way it comes out. And then I'm going down the street, and then I see gum going into a different driveway, into these apartments, these ghetto-ass apartments. And there's a big trash bin, and sure enough, there's that dude, right? And he's a skinny dude. He's like a fucking gangster, Mexican gangster, full of all these tats, but you could tell he's like a meth head, So I go up to him and I say, "Hey man, that's my backpack." And he's like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "Dude, I just saw you take it out of my car and this and that." And then and he's "Oh, this is yours?" He's like, "Here, take it. I don't want it." And so I look inside, and like one of the things I noticed after that was like my cards are gone. So I told him, "Where's my cards that were in here?" And he's everything's in the trash. He was going through it and basically throwing everything in the trash that he didn't want, which was basically everything. He didn't want anything in there. He didn't know the value of the baseball cards. But so he threw everything in the trash can. So I tell him, go in there and get it out. And then, he's all like getting kind of crazy with me. And then I just stood my ground, like, I could tell he wasn't armed or anything. So I got crazy with him. "You better jump in there and get him out," and he goes in there, man, and he takes all my stuff out of there, gives it to me in my backpack. And then, I look inside. My Dodgers paycheck was in there too. And so I get my stuff and I'm walking away, and then he climbs out of there. He's, hey man, are you sure you? Then he tries to get crazy, just stupid stuff. Yeah, you're selling my sister crack. I was like, man, nobody's selling, and I would have kicked his ass. You know, I know physically I could have kicked his ass, but I don't know what gang he was from. I don't know he was anything about this guy, but he knew where I lived, so he could retaliate. So as much as I wanted to just beat him to the ground, I let it go, and I got my cards back, and that was my manual, which I don't think I'm going to find to show it to you. But anyways, that's my story about my Mickey Mantle, my Nolan Ryan, that I got from that same guy, almost being stolen. So I hope you enjoyed the story. Love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, Ressa. There's the Ryan, and there's the mantle.